Hi, in this video I'll be walking you through my medium fidelity prototype for a redesigned version of the Craigslist homepage. My goal with this redesign was to improve Craigslist search functionality while still keeping the layout simple and familiar to users. So I thought just to start off, I'd show what the Craigslist current homepage interface looks like. As you can see, there's a lot of cluttered text all over the screen, and the search bar is small and off to the side. There's also no way of executing more advanced queries for people who'd like to see their search results show up with the appropriate filters already toggled. Now, here's my home screen. This is what users will see when they first load up the homepage. Right away, you'll notice that the search bar is centered. I also reorganized the rest of the homepage to be a lot cleaner. Instead of having a long list of category links filling up the page, I replaced that with a menu header at the top. When users click on a section, a drop-down menu will appear, making it easier to browse without cluttering the homepage. I'll show an example of this shortly. However, my main focus for this redesign was to focus on the new search functionality, so that's what I'll cover mostly. As you can see, just above the search bar, users can search in one of two modes. The first mode is enabled by default, which allows the users to execute searches in the same fashion as before. The second mode is an advanced AI search mode. This mode will allow users to easily type in more advanced searches using simple English text. These would be searches that would add some additional filtering mechanisms before displaying the results. My reason for choosing this as a feature is that I wanted simplicity to be one of my top priorities in the new redesign. I had another idea of adding a traditional filtering menu instead that users would have to manually toggle. However, most participants in my evaluation survey preferred this current design instead because the design was simpler, involved less overhead, and took up little to no extra space. With this design, users wouldn't have to manually adjust filtering settings like you normally would for advanced searches. Now, let's see what our interface would look like with this feature turned on. Now, the checkbox above the search bar has been selected. When checked, the interface gives clear visual indicators that the AI search is enabled. You'll see the word enabled in green text. The checkbox gets checked, and a little AI robot icon appears to the left of the search bar. These are all there to help users understand what mode they're in to help users bridge the gulf of evaluation. When AI search is enabled, users can type in full, natural language queries. For example, in the display, the placeholder text shows oak chair listed no more than 14 days ago. This example helps users figure out what types of searches should be entered, especially if it's their first time using it. As soon as the user starts typing, that placeholder disappears to avoid any overlap. Once the system gets input, it automatically applies the correct filters and then displays the results, so there's no need to manually adjust any search filters. If the user decides to turn off AI mode, the interface goes right back to the default state shown earlier, keeping the experience smooth and consistent. By default, the AI search feature is turned off, which was something I learned from my survey results. This gives users the option to explore more advanced options while also not forcing them if they prefer the traditional search. Now, as promised, here's an example of what the drop-down menu would look like similar to when the associated header section is clicked. If you were to click on any of the other sections listed above, a similar drop-down would appear under that section, and any previously clicked on one would go away. These drop-down displays would contain all the links that would otherwise be scattered across the page. Next, here's an example of the display that would appear while the user is typing, with suggestions updating in real time accordingly. I also chose to have this prototype in my design since many of my evaluation survey participants didn't seem to have any complaints, and I thought this feature would be a great addition for traditional searches. Note that this feature would only be implemented when the AI search feature is disabled. Instead of only showing search suggestions based on simple prefix matching, this method of search would use a prediction model to predict what the user might be trying to type in the simplest form, which may not always match the prefix. To summarize, this final prototype combines the best of both worlds. It keeps Craigslist simple while adding in modern features such as the AI-assisted search in the organized drop-down menu. This design was based on feedback from both my need-finding and evaluation surveys, where most users preferred the AI-assisted search feature for advanced queries, while also liking the simplicity of a traditional layout. Thanks for watching my walkthrough. I hope you enjoyed seeing my redesigned Craigslist homepage.